Shalom, shalom. Welcome to the Wednesday night edition. I am Israel, no division. I am Captain Asha Allah. This is Wednesday, April 26th, 2017. We appreciate everyone who's called in. Also, I tell everyone that may be listening to this on the playback, I definitely appreciate you calling in and listening to the playback. Spread it around. You know what I'm saying? Take the number, pass it around to people, because these messages and these lessons are definitely something that everyone needs to hear. We are definitely living in the last time, and this truth is going out throughout the four corners of the earth, and it is pertinent information that's needed for our spirituality, and also for those that are new or searching or seeking to their way to the truth. You know, we have a lot of people coming out of the Christian church, and they're coming out of the Christian church, but they're in sort of like a at a standstill. Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
Samaria.
Mr. Samaria, welcome. Shalom. Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
This is Sabura.
Hey, Sister Bula. So like I said, you got a lot of people that's coming out of the truth. Everyone that's here on this phone, if you are on this call, it is not by chance. You're on this call because you were meant to be on this call. If you walk in this walk, and you've been walking this walk for, if not but for a short moment, and if you've been walking it for a long while, a long distance, at the end of the day, we all know that it's he or she that endured to the end that would inherit the kingdom, and every day is a struggle, for things that transpire with our ancestors, and them not keeping the commandments, and them not walking in this truth the way they were supposed to be doing. We inherited that. Lamentations 5 and 7. Okay, so we inherited what we're going through right now. And so, a lot of us also, whether you understand it or not, was regenerated and was brought back to this moment. So what we need to do through all time that you have breath in your body is that to keep these commandments and try to live your life to the best of your ability in making sure that you're walking in this truth. Because, like I said, it tells you in 2 Peter, it'd be better that you had not known. It'd be better that you had known. 2 Peter 2 and 26. It'd be better if you had not known this truth. You know what I'm saying? For you to then be paraphrasing, to come into this truth, become weary, let the problems of the world wear you down, and then you find yourself back out in the world. That's not the intent of this truth. It is not the intent of the Most High allowing you to be awakened to this truth. It's a beautiful thing to wake up to this truth. So, as always, we ask that you have your King James 1611 edition Bible with the Apocrypha. If you don't have the Apocrypha in the 1611 King James edition, you definitely can go online, Amazon.com, and purchase that. It's hard copy. Like I tell everybody what the Apocrypha is. It's the 14 books, that so-called lost books that was taken out of the King James edition Bible, the 1611 edition in the 17th century by the Protestant church or the Catholics. We know the Romans. And we have to understand why they did that. Those that are in Christianity and you coming out of Christianity, it's important that you have those 14 books, because those books hold the key source of information to help one understand who the Gentiles are in the New Testament. Okay? Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
Shiar.
So that's what that is about. Those 14 books. If you don't have the full 1611 edition Bible with it, with the Apocrypha inside of it, you can also purchase that on the Amazon.com. Also, you would like to get you a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. It doesn't mean that everything that's in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary is true, but just like in everything else, you know what I'm saying, you chew up the meat, you spit out the bones. Okay, we normally, as Hebrew Israelites, get the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary for the breakdown of Ham. Okay, to show that the Negroes in America are not Africans. Okay, so that's one of the main reasons why we use this Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, along with a lot of other things, but that's a key factor of waking up our people here in America. Okay, so that, and also access to an internet, because I love to go to the dictionary. A lot of times we say words out of our mouth and we think that we have the knowledge of what it is that we're speaking, and you have it in a roundabout way, but I just like to get straight to the point of what it is. So we're going to start this off, today's lesson, faith and fear. And like for those that are new on this call, I have been dealing with faith and fear the last 3 call-ins, okay? Because it's important right now that, we have that faith and understand what fear is and how to deal with it, because, we're going through some times. We got a new president, Donald Trump, which really wasn't no different than Barack Obama, okay, because it's all this a system that is running concurrent with each other to bring about the destruction of the earth, okay? And so what we're trying to do now is wake our people up and help them to understand that now is your time to practice faith. These hours and these times is what faith and the practice of faith is all about. Sister Shayar, do you have Sister Ashley on the phone, because she's texting me and she's trying to get online?
I just got in. I just got in. Thanks.
Okay, so what we're gonna get started. Let's start off with Isaiah 29 and 13. The book of Isaiah, the 29th chapter and the 13th verse. And sisters, on this call, for any of y'all that may be new, I include the sisters on the call. So, at any given moment, I may call your name and ask you to read. So make sure you have your Bible out and make sure you are following along, so you can get the gist of what's going on. So we're going to start again with the book of Isaiah, the 29th chapter and the 13th verse. Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
This is Yakwa. I had gotten cut off. My phone call dropped off. Adrian.
Okay, so Sister Adrian, Sister Yakwa, welcome to the call. Let's go to Isaiah, the 29th chapter and the 13th verse. Sarge, can you get that? Isaiah 29 and 13.
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore the Most High said, for as much as his people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
Khan. So we understand that. Read it again. It says, wherefore the Most High said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart, their mind, far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precept of men. Now we speak this and we understand that when we hear this scripture right here, a lot of times, you'll hear a lot of leaders or a lot of brothers, and sisters as well, we push this verse towards Christianity, those that are still in the midst of Christianity, because we know that they do service the Most High with their mouth and honor him with their lips, off in the Sunday churches, singing, praising, dancing, but they don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So they're honoring the Most High with their mouth, and they're honoring him and with their lips, but their heart, their mind is far removed, because their mind is not on the keeping the laws of the Most High, because they're taught in Christianity by the precept of men. And what is the precept of men that they're taught in Christianity? You don't have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But we understand that about them. Now we're going to get into all of us that know about we supposed to be keeping these commandments. And the Most High woke us up to this truth. Are you? Am I? Are you or am I drawing near to the Most High as an Israelite man or woman? With our mouth, we talk a good game. We're on Facebook all day long talking a good game. And we honoring him with our lips. All praises to the Most High. Bahashema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. We honoring him with our lips, but what is your walk like? What is your walk like? And it says, but we removed our hearts, our minds from the Most High. And I'm going to go into tonight's lesson showing you and giving you an inside look at your own life. Do you fear what's going on in your life right now? And if we are fearing, and if we're operating out of the spirit of fear, with whatever it is that we're going through in our lives, then we are just honoring with our lips and drawing near with our mouths. Because fear is not something that we should be dealing with. Precept this, give me Colossians, the 2nd chapter and the 8th verse. And while he's getting that, you all turn to Colossians 2 and 8. Let's get the definition of fear.
Repeat that out.
Fear, get Colossians 2 and 8, but I'm going to break down the definition of the word fear. The word fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain. Another definition for it: a mixed feeling of dread and reverence, a feeling of anxiety concerning the outcome. Now, this is the one that we all deal with. A feeling of anxiety concerning the outcome of something or the safety and well-being of someone. Let me say that again. A feeling of anxiety concerning the outcome of something. I don't have the money to pay my rent. I don't have the money to pay the money to pay for my car note. I don't have the money to pay for my children's daycare. Okay? All of these concerns, daily concerns that we have, that keeps us in a fear or keeps us in a mindset of or keep a heavy load of anxiety on us every day. If you have that going on in your walk right now, or in your life right now, you're dealing with fear. And fear, and dealing with fear, that's not of the Most High. That's of man. Bring out that Colossians 2 and 8, and Sister Barah, you get me Matthew 10 and 28. After you bring out Colossians 2 and 8, Sister Barah, give me Matthew 10 and 28. And like I said, we're going to find out tonight, for all of us here on this phone, in your life, are you servicing the Most High with your mouth and honoring him with your lips? Or are you really, really a soldier walking in this truth? Because if you are, tonight you're going to understand what fear is, and you're going to learn going forward to remove it. And remove it in all aspects of your life. If we say we stand on the truth of the Lord. Bring that out, Colossians 2 and 8.
Colossians 2, verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men.
See that? Read that one more time. Bring that out one more time, Slocky. That's my apologize. I'll read that one more time.
Colossians 2, verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiment of the world, and not after Hamashiach Yahushai.
Okay, that. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Okay, through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men. That goes right back into what I was speaking about in Isaiah 29 and 13. You know, we can't allow philosophy. That's why it's not good. Let me tell y'all something. That Facebook is really Satan's playground. And if you are new in this truth, or if you, listen, I'm 5 years in, and I'm still considered a baby, when I'm amongst the leaders and the elders and this, that, and the third. But I do study myself approved. And I know when to shut down. If you new in this, especially a lot of sisters that's coming in, and you have a lot of you on Facebook, that's what it means by philosophy. That's what it's speaking of. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Because Satan, the so-called white man as well, the devil himself, he understands what's going on right now in the world, and he understands how Christ and the Most High operates. And he understands that his time is drawing nigh. Okay, and this is the time that we're waking up throughout the four corners of the earth. The internet is what was used and what was invented to be the downfall of the white man. It has its pros and it has its cons. This word is going out throughout the four corners of the earth by people going on YouTube and watching camps, which a lot of people bash. You cannot allow one or two or a few bad apples to spoil a bunch. Yes, there are some wickedness in certain camps, but I broke that down all. The word camp just simply means a people collecting, or a body or a collective of people gathering under one doctrine, under the same doctrine. Paraphrase it if you look up the word camp. So if you go gather at your sister's house, brother's house, and there's 3 or 5 of y'all there, and you do it every weekend or every Sabbath, you are considered a camp by the very definition of the word. So, but that's a ploy and that's a plot to try to bring about diversion, bring about division, bring about confusion. And we have to understand that. And so when you on Facebook, like I said, I have people reach out to me from Ghana. I have people reach out to me from all parts of the earth because of the fact that they've seen my videos, the Banging on Esau, or, you know what I'm saying, any of the other videos that I put out. And they reach out, and I get inboxes and things like that. So the word is going out throughout the four corners, rather it's in musical word. It's going out. But being on Facebook and taking in so many different people's philosophies, that's why the scripture right here is telling you, beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, even within Israel, and the traditions of men after the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahushua. And that's why it tells you in the book of Sirach, I think it's Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, the 6th chapter, let me get that, in the 6th verse, just to precept that. This is why it tells you in Ecclesiasticus 6:6, be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000. It's not good for you to be all over the place listening to everybody. You need to get under a leader, someone that you listen to, that you trust, and stand firm and stick there and learn, man or woman. Because even a man has to teach another man coming in his truth, as a woman has to have a head, and if she's a single woman and she's not have a husband, she still have to have a head, a leader, a shepherd to follow her. You cannot just go straight from you being a single woman and go straight to Christ and the Most High. There's an order. As we all know, Yahweh is the head of Yahushua the head of man, man is the head of woman. But I don't even go into that. But I'm just that's just the order that the Most High placed there, and He placed it there for a reason and a purpose. And that's not to say nobody is better than nobody else or anything like that. It's just an order. So we're going to go even more into this fear. Let's go to so Sister Barak, read me that Matthew. What was I tell you to bring out? No, Matthew 10 and 28. Everybody turn to Matthew 10 and 28.
Matthew 10 verse 48.
No,
and
10 and 28.
10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
You see that? And fear not them which kill the body. Okay, because this body is nothing. That's why I say every time I'm speaking to you, I say, listen, you're going to die. That's a fact. You are going to die. This flesh is going to die and go back to the dust. So while you're here, but for a short time, and as I gave y'all last week when we were speaking about, or the week before last when we were speaking about your time being short as the breath in your nostrils, or a smoke cloud. It's here, then it clears up. That's how fast your life is on this earth. A lot of us right now on this phone, you can think back to when you was 12 or 18, just turning 18, getting out of high school, turning 21, being legal, turning 25, if you ain't those that are older. And when you hit the big 30, and now you 30 and serious. Next thing you know, you 40. Now you 50. Next thing you know, you there. You only promised 10 years, 70 years on here on this earth. And then it says 4 years, which is 80 years, if you operated in strength, meaning in your body. You took care of your body. So death is it's evident. It's going to happen. Okay, but I'm saying what takes place after that is what we really have to be concerned about. And that's what you should be living your life for right now as you walking in this truth, is what's going to take place afterwards. So that's why Yahweh Shai is saying right here, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both the soul and the body in hell. That's what we need to be fearing. We need to be fearing when we don't keep these commandments after you wake up, because that's all that matters. That is all that matters. Let's go to 1 Samuel, the 2nd chapter and the 6th verse. 1 Samuel 2 and 6. Sister Shiar, read that. 1 Samuel, the 2nd chapter and the 6th verse.
Alrighty, let me get to it. You said 1 Samuel 2nd chapter and 6th verse?
Yeah, 2 and 6.
1 Samuel 2 and 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive.
Shalom, Ma.
Shalom, everybody.
We had 1 Samuel, the 2nd chapter and the 6th verse. Salak, bring that again, sis.
1 Samuel 2 and 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
So let's understand that. So Salak, just read it. Just read one by one and then stop. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. So we have to understand that when somebody get killed and their life comes to an end, the Most High did that. Yahweh did that. The Most High took their lives. So when we watch people, like just say for instance the whole Facebook killer, okay, in that situation that we all are privy to, okay, you've seen a lot of, yes, I don't wish death on nobody, and it is a sad thing, and I hope that never happens to me or any of us on this phone or any of our closest relatives, loved ones. Some of us have already had it happen in our lives, and it's going to happen again. Yet, immediately we go to the emotional aspect, and that's understandable. You know, you don't want to see somebody get killed or brought to an untimely demise in their lives, especially if it's your loved one. Yet we don't know what that elder, how he lived his life. We don't know that. The Most High allowed him to see. I don't know if he was 70 plus, I don't know, but he looked close to it. So he lived out the promised time that the Most High promised that we would live if we lived accordingly. Some people will be wicked and live that lifestyle. Some people will be righteous and go before them. The Most High calls his angels back as well, so we don't know that. But all I'm saying is that man was killed, and we do know for a fact that the Most High did it. Why do we know that he did it? He said, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. So anytime a baby comes into this world, the Most High did that. Okay? The Most High brought that child into life. There's no way around that. You cannot stop even getting, a lot of women do birth controls and things of that nature, and that's against the Most High. But at the same time, if the Most High wants it to happen, it's going to happen. He bringeth down to the grave and bring it up. Okay? Keep reading. Read the 7th verse.
The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up.
The Lord maketh poor. So if you find yourself, if we find ourselves poor as a nation of people, we went into captivity up under the so-called white man. That was a curse put on us. A lot of us deal with poor. But do the Most High necessarily, do we have to be poor? No, because he just said he make it poor and he make it rich. The lottery didn't make you rich if you went out there and played the number. The Most High is what's going to make you rich, even when it comes down to monetary things. But if you find yourself struggling right now and going through it financially or poor in your spirit, it ain't just a monetary thing, it's also a spiritual thing. If you find yourself poor in spirit, always down, always in despair, always feeling a sense of depression, the Most High is doing that to you. And all we have to do is do self-examination. That's it. And you're going to see that you are not walking this walk 100% the way that you're supposed to. And if you want to change, if we want to change in our life, we have to start walking in accordance to the ways of the Most High. Read me the 8th verse.
He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill.
Stop right there.
To set them among princes.
Stop right there. He raises up the poor out of the dust. If you find yourself in a low state, only the Most High is going to bring you out of that. And lifted up the beggar from the dunghill. The dunghill is, dung is S-H-I-T. And lifted up the beggar from the dunghill. So he could take that man you see on the side of the road when every time you get to a light and he come walking out there with a cup and in an instant turn his life totally around, and then the rich man turn him into the beggar at a low state of a dunghill. What movie was that? Y'all remember what movie was that?
Trading Places.
Trading Places. They know what they're doing when they make movies like that. 99% of the movies that Hollywood make come from this Bible.
It's true.
He raises up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill. To do what? Keep reading.
To set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world upon them.
You see that? And read the 9th verse.
He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail.
You ain't going to do this on your own. All you think you're doing, you ain't doing enough, and you can't do enough. You cannot change your situation yourself. And if you do find yourself changing your situation yourself without the Most High, you are that wicked that's going to be in silence in darkness. Because the Most High ain't paying you no attention. He'll turn his back on you. That's like David said in his prayer. In Psalm, 50:51, when he was talking to the Most High, he asked the Most High, please don't turn your back on me and take this word from me. Because he know that that's what the Most High will do. Just as easy as he woke you up and gave it to you, he'll turn his back on you and take this word straight from you. We cannot play with the Most High when he wakes us up to this truth. You cannot play. As we tell you in Revelation 3:16, 3:15, I work you be cold or hot. That's how, just like you get in your relationship, you say either you riding with me or you riding against me. Are you down for me or you not? It's the same thing with the Most High. He said, I'd rather you be cold or hot. Paraphrasing, I'd rather you be cold or hot. But because you lukewarm, you in and out with me, I will spew thee out of my mouth. I will kill you. And take this word from you, take your opportunity from you to enter into the kingdom. And that's something that we don't want. And from there, let's go to the book of Sirach. Let's go to Sirach, the 11th chapter. Ecclesiasticus, the 11th chapter. Once again, we're dealing with fear. Sirach, the 11th chapter. And let's start at you know what? It's really a short chapter. Let me see. Put the head. Give me a second, y'all. Come in on the beauty to be thing. Let's find out anybody like to find it. Sitting on the bed. Oh, well, this is going to be good. Let's go to Sirach 11:11. Brother Zion, bring that out, man. Sirach 11:11. I want y'all to pay close attention to this. Like I told y'all, what was it, Sunday? Ecclesiasticus. That book right there is sharp, man. The book of Ecclesiasticus, that is the book of Ecclesiasticus, Wisdom of Solomon, probably two of my favorite ones. Proverbs as well, yeah. But Ecclesiasticus is the lick. That's the lick right there. Let's go to the 11th chapter, and let's start at the 11th verse. Watch this, y'all.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 11. There is one that laboreth and taketh pains and maketh haste and is so much the more behind. Again, there is another that is slow and hath need of help, wanting ability and full of poverty. Yet the eye of the Most High looked upon him for good and set him up from his low estate.
Let's read that again. The 11th verse. I want y'all to pay attention to that. There is one that laboreth and taketh pains and maketh haste, and is so much the more behind. Why? I'm going to ask that question. Again, there is another that is slow and have need of help, wanting ability and full of poverty, yet the eye of the Most High looked upon him for good and set him up from his low estate. We want to know why. Why do you feel that is the case? Once again, there is one that laboreth, meaning you working, and taking pains, you going through it. Okay? And making haste. And you what does the word haste mean? To scurry, to move quickly. And it's so much more behind. You still behind. Why? You doing it your way. There is one that, it says again, there is another that is slow and have need of help, wanting ability and full of poverty, yet the eye of the Lord looked upon him for good and set him up from his low estate. Keep reading now.
13. And lifted up his head from misery, so that many saw it and marveled at him.
Keep going. Yo, somebody got their phone on mute. Hold on a minute. I don't know what that was about. Go ahead, I'll keep going. 13.
13. And lifted up his head from misery, so that many at him. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Most High.
Ooh, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Read that one more time.
Ecclesiasticus 11, start at 13.
No, what? Read me. Yeah, start at 13 again.
13. and lifted up his head from misery, so that many that saw it marveled at him. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Most High.
That's right. Sister Eliana, did you hear that? Sister Adara, did you hear that? Prosperity and adversity. Okay, so prosperity, I'm winning. Adversity, I'm going through it. Okay, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Most High. And that's for all of us on this phone. You're not doing anything. I don't care if you got out of high school. You have a plan. You going to college. Okay? Now I'm going to go to college. Now I need to get this associate's degree. I need to get this bachelor's degree. I need to get this master degree. You go and here's the disconnection between our sisters and our men, the black men and black women. And this is where the Willie Lynch came in, the Willie Lynch theory. This is where this came in because, of course, we know that from the beginning the object of affection of the Most High mainly was the man. That's why all you seen swinging from them strange fruit, swinging from them trees was men. Our black Latino men swinging from them trees. I'm not saying that it wasn't no woman. What I'm saying right now isn't a blame or a comparison or anything. It is what we read in the scripture is that they take crafty counsel against thy hidden ones. This is what they did. So they make the male the object of the affection. Why? You know the male is stronger. The Most High made us stronger. Deuteronomy 7:6. We stronger than they are. Okay? We're above them. So he knows that he's weaker than us men. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Now, he goes in, destroy us in front of our women. Okay? Making the women, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know if you didn't see it or if you go research it, you bring the male out, the husband. You bring the male out in front of his wife and his daughter and his son, his children. Tie him up to 2 horses, tar and feather them, set them on fire, smack the horses on their asses, and they ripped him apart. Now at that very moment that he did that, that's a psychological effect on that woman. And I mean a harsh one. So now she's looking down. Who the first person you think she's going to look at when that happened? Her son. And that's why a lot of women today that have sons, they over their son. They like very, very protected over their sons. They baby their sons. That's a fear that was placed inside of you psychologically before you even got here. It ran down the DNA of our ancestors before we even got to this moment. So you look at your son and you baby your son and you keep your son all up under you because of fear. Because we see what these streets and what the so-called white man is doing to our son. And your daughter, you push her out. You push her out, and you push her out. Somebody's phone, I don't know what it is, but you may need to mute your phone and just start happening. Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
Sister Angie.
Sister Angie, welcome to the call, sis. Glad you came on. We had Ecclesiasticus, the 11th chapter, and the 13th verse, 14th verse. That's Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 11, 13, and 14. So you take your sons and you baby your sons because you just watched what they did to his father. Okay? Now you're looking at your daughter saying, listen, we're going to have to do for ourselves. Not that you have a problem with the man, but you just watch what was done to your husband, to her father, and you're looking at your son because you know he's going to become a man one day, and you know that this white man object of affection is the man, which is your son who's going to become a man. So now you fearful for him and his life, and then you push the woman out there. So as today, they make it hard for the man to be the head of the household. The men are 2 million of us, blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, locked up in the prison system. And I guarantee, and they'll tell you, go do the survey and you watch it, almost half of them is in there falsely accused. And then the other portion of them is in there because they're dealing with drug addiction. So they don't really even need to be in prison. They need to be in some type of rehabilitation center. Okay? So we watching what takes place in the black community with our families. And so they push the woman out there. Now, she's out there forefront. The scripture already tell you, pull that precept out where it says, in that day the woman shall compass the man. Somebody give me that scripture. So, and when you got it, let me know. It says the woman shall compass the man. I forgot that scripture. That's that quick. But the woman is pushed out there. So now you a career woman. You career woman, you corporate, whatever the case may be. You in the world and you getting it. You moving, you getting it, and you getting after those degrees, trying to make a better life for you and your children or yourself in general. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. What you need to see is that you are not doing nothing. You are not doing anything. Bring that out.
Jeremiah 31 and 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Most High hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
You see that? Read that again.
1 second, screen blanked out. Oh, man. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Screen just went out.
Want me to read it?
Yeah, anybody who got it, bring it out.
How long?
Jeremiah chapter 31.
No, hold on, wait. Somebody's phone is making. Whoever phone that is, please put your phone on mute. Sister Shayar, press mute on your phone. Let me see something real quick.
My phone is still on mute.
Okay. I'm trying to see who that is. Whatever sister that was getting ready to read, I was going to let the sister read it. She can read it again. I don't know.
That was me. I was getting ready to read it, but I just took mine off for you getting ready to read it, and then you heard a noise. You think, is it my phone?
Yeah, put it on mute again.
Okay, I'm putting mine on mute.
Yes, that's your line.
I'm just taking it out now. I'm in the living room, and it's quiet. I don't know what it sound like.
It's feedback.
It's a buzzing noise.
Oh, maybe my headphones. Oh, okay.
Well, just put it on mute, and so we can because it's gonna pick up on the call. Whoever got, bring that out. Bring that out, Sarge.
Okay, Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Most High have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
So that's what that's about. That's just something. This whole thing has been in the control of the Most High. So when I'm speaking about it, I'm saying how, women that's not in this truth. When you wake up and you're in this truth and you know this truth, it's time for you to get close to the Most High and relinquish that Willie Lynch hold, because we understand what's going on. Okay, we understand that it's the Most High. It's the Most High that brings prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches. All of it comes from the Lord. 15, Ecclesiastes 11 and 15. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works. What are the good works? Romans 7 and 12, the good works is the law, are from him. So even That's when Yahweh shall say you can't choose him. He chooses us. That even all of us that is keeping this word and keeping this law the way that we can to the best of our ability, that's even the Most High doing that in our lives. And that'll go into Romans 11 and 8. Some people the Most High is going to put in the spirit of slumber, eyes that shall not see and ears that shall not hear. You're just not going to get it. But you don't want to be one of them people. You don't want to let your stubbornness, you don't want to let your hurt, your pain, your insecurities, your issues from the past, you don't want that to get in the way of you moving forward in your life. You don't want what someone did to you in your past to be a reflection upon what takes place to you in your future. You don't want that to be the case. So this is what has been done. You've been pushed out there in the forefront, sisters. And understand that you doing the way you are about your son. That's why it's very important when you come into this truth and you have children that you get them into this word. You get them understanding that they are not doing anything. None of us on this phone you're not making nothing happen in your life. Nothing. The Most High is in control of everything. We are nothing but remote control cars. Okay? And the Most High has the remote. So the best thing for us to do is to stay on track. Because you see what happened when you ever remember you had a racetrack or whatever, and you had the little remote control. I mean, I'm old. I don't know. I know y'all, some of y'all young, but I'm old. You had the remote control car, and the little remote control with the little racetrack, and you had the little controller in your hand, and you put the little car and put it down in the groove of the track, and if you squeeze too hard straight off the rip, bam, it was going straight off the track. It's about control, and that's the same thing with you in your life. Control and understanding that the Most High is in control. So there's no reason for you to fear. If you're going through something in your life, the Most High is having you go through that. Two things. It could be a punishment, and it could be him testing you because, like I told y'all last week, faith. You have to practice and demonstrate faith. And the only way you're going to get to a fullness of faith is by going through things. That's how the Most High is going to see and how much we believe in him. That's how much the Mashiach Yahushua is going to be able to see how much we believe and stand in on faith with him. So when things start coming to you in your life and you start going through a whirlwind and stuff start popping in your life, you're supposed to be look at, okay, I see. Yeah, yep. Dang, man. All praise to the Most High. That's why they say rejoice even in your time of trouble. You're supposed to be rejoicing when these trials and tribulations come your way. Read the 16th verse, 11 and 16, Ecclesiasticus.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 16. Error and darkness had their beginning together with sinners, and evil shall wax old with them that glory therein.
You see that? Keep going.
The gift of the Most High remaineth with the godly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever.
You see that, y'all? The gift of the Lord remaineth with the godly. What's the gift of the Lord? This word. That's why his favor bringeth prosperity forever. And that prosperity is speaking about the kingdom. Keep reading now.
There is that waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching, and this the portion of his reward.
You know what that means? There is that. I'm about to set y'all up. We're about to set y'all up with this one. There is that waxeth rich with his weariness and pinching. How many of y'all little stingy penny pinchers on this phone? Don't want to get no alms. And this is the portion of his reward. Read out.
Whereas he saith, I have found rest, and now will eat continually of my goods. And yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others and die.
Woo! Whereas that was a setup. That's a setup for all y'all who trying to store up your treasures. You say, you know what I'm saying? You saving up all of your in 401ks and all them bonds and stocks and all that kind of stuff. I'm not telling you that can't be important, but if you're doing that, understand that it's for if the Most High allowed that to be the case, it's for Him. It's for you to use that for nation building. That's what it's for. That's what your 401k is for. And I have a lesson I'm getting ready to do on the dowries, women and their dowries. But that's what it's for. That's what it's for you to use it for nation building, for you to, once you wake up, you're supposed to be bringing all that you have and placing it before the Lord to use for this nation building, wherever you see fit, because your time is but short. That's why he said, whereas he said, I have found rest. Meaning, my father was like that. And I'm saying, and like I said, it's a fine line because you do want to be, you do want to, if you're working, you do want to have some security. Okay? Yet, it's a fine line, y'all, because what did Yahushua say? Therefore don't say, what shall we eat, or what shall we wear? Okay? It's a fine line. A fine line with that whole saving thing. And that's why it's brought out right here. Whereas he said, I have found rest, and now will eat continually of my goods, because you feel so comfortable with what you got stacked up. I got this stacked up. I got about 25, 30 racks stacked up. I'm good. I got this. When I retire, I got about 150,000 that I got from my company with my 401k. I'm racked up. I'm stacked up. So you got that feeling. I'm straight. I'm good. How many of us said that? I'm straight. I'm good. Whereas he said, I found rest. I have found rest, and now will eat continually of my goods. And yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others and die. Keep reading out 20.
Be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work.
Keep going.
21. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Most High, and abide in thy labor.
And that's what took place with David. That's Salakia. That's what was happening with David. When you read his prayer, I think it was either Psalms 50 or Psalm 51. Y'all make sure y'all read that. David's prayer. He started getting weary. He started seeing how everything was popping, you know what I'm saying, going on around him, and how everybody was getting, you know what I'm saying, me speaking, you know, layman's terms, today's terms, and things like that. He's seeing everybody getting it in, like you may see now. You walk in this walk, but you see a sister over here, you know what I'm saying, she got it going on. She paid. She pushing a Mercedes-Benz. She got her salon popping. Okay? Everything popping in her life. But she ain't walking this walk, though. So all of that is for naught. Okay? She may be living it up, or he may be living it up right now, but is that worth your soul? Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? And that's what you have to sit and understand, and that's why he said that. What was you just reading now?
21.
Oh, 21, yeah. Marvel not at the works of sinners. Don't marvel at that. Don't marvel at that. But trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Most High on the sudden to make a poor man rich. The Most High is easy for him. Easy. For you to be going through what you're going through today, struggling, and then the Most High see you putting forth a good effort, walking this walk, being a woman that's humble, submissive, and in all subjection of His word, and not trying to be all haughty and arrogant and conceited and thinking you can usurp your authority over a man. And it's good for a brother to be humble and meek, and don't be such a warrior to where though you don't operate in the spirit of Christ and you just crushing down brothers and sisters and things of that nature. Don't be that way. Because just as easy as you're going through the things that you're going through right now in your struggle, which is a test of the Lord, he could turn that around right tomorrow. Just like that. Lift you up from that low state, and you're on top of the world. And you got there not by your own strength, but by operating in the truth of the Most High, and that truth being the Word. So for all of us out there, you thinking you pushing, I'm getting to the money, I'm getting to the money, I'm getting to the money. You trying to do this, you trying to do that, you trying to make it happen. The Lord is in control, and he's going to take you through what you're going through. So the best thing, you know what the best plan is? You know what the best plan is in your life? If you want prosperity, and we already know what Joshua 1:8 said about the do not let this book of law depart from thy mouth, meditate therein on it day and night, that thou shalt observe to do all that is written in the book there, and then thou shalt have good success and prosperity, or prosperity and good success. We know that. But you can say you know it, but that's why you really have to do that. The best plan to have that you can ever plan to be successful and do what you do is to keep these laws. You're not going to make it happen on your own. And if you do make it happen on your own, you are moving in a wicked spirit. So your best plan is to plan out these laws and make sure you're keeping them every day, praying, making supplication, operating in faith, operating in love for your brothers and your sisters, and the Most High going to give you everything that you want. We have to move what he promises us. Try his word. And he's going to give you the things that your heart desires, that your mind desires, because what you desire is going to line up with what the Most High wants for us. It's going to all line up. Stop trying to do it on your own. Submit. Give up. Lay down in front of the feet of the Most High, meaning this word, and follow it. Follow it. Keep reading now.
22. The blessing of the Most High is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing flourish.
Is that not self-explanatory? The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing to flourish. Keep going.
Say not, what profit is there of my service, and what good things shall I have hereafter?
Woo! You see that? You getting so frustrated that you just. I've been keeping the commandments, Captain Aj. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm living. I'm keeping the commandments. Aj, I'm again. Say not, I have enough. Say not, what profit is there of my service? Because you don't see it happening right now. So you just want to give up and run and tuck your tail. Where's your faith? Are you operating in faith, or are you operating in fear? Say not, what profit is there of my service, and what good things shall I have hereafter? What is going to happen? What do I have? What's going to happen for me? Keep reading now.
Again, say not, I have enough, and possess as many things, and what evil shall I have hereafter?
And that comes from those people that think they comfortable because you're balling. I'm good. I'm banging that Kanye. I'm good. You think you're good. You got paper. You got some money. You know what I'm saying? Everything going smooth in your life. So you think you ain't even got to, you just slack off of following the Lord. You ain't even, the Most High is the last thing on your mind. Because when you got money, you thinking you living it up. You traveling all over the place. You doing good. You ain't got to get to the Bible whenever you want to. You become a Christian. You become a Christian all over again because you get to the Word when you want to get to it. You know what I'm saying? You can spend your whole day doing all what you want to do. Then before you lay down, you want to crack open the Bible and read a scripture. And then fall asleep in the bed with the Bible on you. Like you think you covered. You ain't covered. Again, say not, I have enough and possess many things, and what evil can come to me hereafter. Keep reading now.
In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
You see that? Didn't I just say that? You got the paper. You ain't even thinking about what can happen to you. You forgot when you were struggling. Keep going.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
Right, because just as quickly as he brought you up, that's incredible, man. That goes to show you how powerful money is, man. That goes to show you, because look, did y'all see that parallel right there? Like when you got it, you don't even think about when you ain't got it. And listen to me. Listen to me. I'm telling you, I experienced that, man. And I'm saying, I know. I'm talking about balling, and you don't think about when you got it, you ain't got it, because you think you ain't going to never lose it. I thought I would. When I cracked that 100,000 mark, I thought I wasn't going back down to nothing. You know what I mean? I thought it was on. And that's how you really think that way. You really start thinking like when you see some money coming in like that, and you getting some money, 25,000 check, 30,000 check, you know what I'm saying? And you getting it, you don't think about it. The scripture is real, man, because you do not think about that. And then the moment you start, the thing that says right there again, what it say, in the days of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. I remember it, but you start dealing with everyday life. You just, you know what I'm saying? You good times in it, keeping your head above water, making a way if you can. That's how you live it. It's like that.
Salagi. You know what I was told one time, man, and it makes a lot of sense. They say having money is just like breathing air. You don't think about it until it's cut short. Once your breath is cut short, then you see how important it is to have control of it.
Right. That's powerful. Once it cuts short, you see how important it is to breathe. You ain't even thinking about it as you walking up through your house, going in the bathroom or whatever the case. You ain't even thinking about it.
You ain't thinking about it right now at this moment.
At this moment. But you go to take your next breath and you can't. Boy, you talking about some nervousness, stuff getting real quick. You looking for that phone, you trying to hit that 911. It get bad fast. Keep reading now. 26.
For it is an easy thing unto the Most High in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways.
You see that? And that's what we want, y'all. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man or woman according to his or her ways. Keep reading.
The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure. And in his end his deed shall be discovered.
You see that? Keep going.
Judge none blessed before his death, for a man shall be known in his children.
Woo! That's why you brothers got to be on point with your children. Can't be out here making no babies, and I'm listening. Any of the brothers that listen to this playback right now, you cannot be out here running into these women, making no babies, and then dipping, and not being a true man, a true father for your children. A true father. I really didn't have no father to show me how to be no man or no father.
All right.
But it was my relationship with the Lord, even when I wasn't in the truth, that made me just know and understand that I can't be that way towards mine. And you learn as you go as a man. Y'all sisters, y'all have it a little better, so that's why y'all have to be understanding. And understand that man that pissed you off in your life, or he did you wrong, or he wasn't right by you, he was a dog and all this type of stuff, just know that man was once your son. He was once your son. Because if you dealing with a son right now and the father ain't there in his life, or you got girlfriends around you and they know that your son, I don't care how much you love him and how much you nurture him, because any man on this phone that can attest to this, that grew up in a house without his father, and his mother was a beautiful mother, did everything that she could do, that didn't help once a brother hit 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's over then. Mama is over. I just need to come back to mama a little bit, get some of that cooking, and get a nice hug and a kiss when the world is kicking my tail. But when it comes down to how I deal with a woman, my girlfriends, and things of that nature, coming up in my teens and into my early 20s and my 30 and this down the third, like nobody showed me as a man how to deal with no woman. They don't show us, and nobody's going to show your son. You hear women saying, I'm going to teach my son how to treat women. You cannot do that. You can't do that. You think you can do it, but you can't do it. And I'm going to say to you why. You can tell your son how he should treat a woman, but teach him how to treat a woman. You can't do that because you can't think from a man's perspective to show how to treat a woman. You can show how you feel and how you would like to be treated, but every woman ain't you. So go ahead.
Yeah, and every woman is not going to treat your son the way you treat him.
Exactly. Good point.
So it ain't going to match up. I'm going to tell you, man, hey, flat out, I think I was about 15, 16, you know what I mean? And it was a girl that I liked, and I really didn't know how to go about it, you know, because just like you said, I didn't have a father to teach me these things. So I asked my mother, and my mother, you know the speech Mama give you. She's like, well, just be yourself, be you, be nice, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she said, hey, I got dog. You know what I'm saying? She treated me like a cold lane, man. And from that point forward, I was like, Mama can't tell me nothing when it comes to this.
Right.
She can't tell me nothing.
And that's a lot of men, that's a lot of brothers' experience. And our sisters, when you wake up to the truth and the knowledge of the Most High, you have to understand that this was a plot. When they tell you that they have taken crafty counsel, these are the things that they've done. Rex 84 plan, National Security Memorandum number 46, and many other government implemented plans and systems to debunk the black family and to break the household into pieces. And we as men, we don't know that. And I always get at that synopsis of a that I give it quickly. 13-year-old boy, 13-year-old girl. Give this to somebody. And I say this all the time. This is something that the Most High put in my spirit years ago. You got a 13-year-old boy, 13-year-old girl. That 13-year-old girl that she's raised up in the house with a lot of aunts and cousins and sisters and mother, and they got some pretty good, decent principles in their life and things of that nature. What is that 13-year-old girl taught? Preservation. Don't you be running out there with all them boys. Don't you be no hoe. Don't you be doing this. Don't you be doing that. She taught preservation. She taught to keep her legs closed. Flip side, the 13-year-old boy, he's taught by society, his peers, this, that, and the sex. Get some sex, get some more sex. There is no emotional attachment to it. It's a pleasure. It's a feeling. You know what I mean? Get it from the sister. Get it from the girl. Okay? So now he's doing that. Bam, bam, bam. He's in high school. He's trying to get it so much that even if he ain't never had it and he's still a virgin, he's going to lie and tell his friends that he did it already. And there's a reward for that. You go home and you tell your father you got something. He's like, hey, he's giving you a high five, clap on the back. Or you go home and tell your brother or your friend, not your father because he ain't there, but your brother and your friends and uncles and things of that nature. Okay, yeah, boy, you got your first shot, huh? Woo, woo, woo. It's a rewarding thing. Nothing, no other words to follow after that. It's like the woman was looked at as a prize. You went and you got that prize, or you conquered that. Okay? So now he's going through his teens, knocking them down. The girl, she's looking for what? Love. She's looking for love. So she get her high school sweetheart, try and hold on to her virginity as much. Why do y'all think it's such a known fact that at prom, that's when a girl try to lose her virginity? Because the boy done already lost it. Okay, so that's what she told. She got a boyfriend, and he break her heart. She mess around, do it, whatever the case may be. He's going to still be that boy. Now, he really do love her. He really do like her and have deep feelings for her. He really do. But he don't know what that's about. He still has a learned behavior. Because from the very moment that he slept with the first girl, he's still sleeping around. So he do like this girl. He like her a lot. And that's his girlfriend. They boyfriend and girlfriend. But he has another train of thinking. He has another train of thinking. So now you speed it up. He didn't work out. She went to college, had a college sweetheart. He didn't work out. She's still trying to remember everything that's in her mind that was bestowed upon her, and it's still there because her mother is still there, her aunties are still there, her sister's still there, her cousin's still there. But good principles are still there. Well, it didn't work out with him. You know what I'm saying? When you stay by yourself and you wait, now she's getting into the church and things of that nature. Now she's waiting on the Lord to send her a man. In other words, she's steadfast in a thought that is a productive thought because she got it from the women in her household. The boy, where is he getting that from? He listening to Future talk about God bless the trap niggas and this, that, and the third, and he out here doing this, that, and the third. He's knocking them down. So now he gets 30, she 30. She want to get married. She's 30 and serious. He's 30 and serious. He's serious about the woman that he's supposed to get ready to marry. But what are you going to do with all them many years of learned behavior? What are you going to do with it? So then he gets with her. They get married, whatever. Then he can't cut you. You're going to have to love that man the same way you loved your son. Because that 30-year-old man, that's your son that you waking up right now dressing to get to go to school every day. I promise you that. I promise you that. Because you can't stop that because that's a cycle that was placed in us years ago. So the only way you're going to stop that is this word right here. This word. You becoming the woman that the Most High wants you to become so you can be that example to your son and get your son around men in the truth. Get your son around men in this truth. That's how you can prevent that from taking place. Read 30 out. No, read 29.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains.
Here y'all go, getting them men, getting them boyfriends, getting them men, bringing them around your children and this, that, and the third. Some women do. Some women do. But my children, they never seen me around no woman until that woman became mine, my wife. My children never seen nothing like that, never. But that was just something I knew that you don't do. Read 30 out.
Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud. And like as a spy, watcheth he for thy fall.
Watch where they fall. Everybody prideful and thinking they doing something and got it popping and this, that, and the third. That's all pride. And that pride is going to destroy you. Keep reading.
For he lieth in wait, and turneth good into evil. And in things worthy, praise will lay blame upon thee.
You see that? That's your sister. Don't bring any man into your household. Don't be getting into in your house, meaning literally your house and in the house of the Lord, which is your body. Don't just take to these niggas and don't take to these niggas that say they in the truth like that either. You prove that man. And you prove that man by you first, and that's why it's dangerous for a woman in the truth to be by herself out in the world and not under a camp. And when I say camp, I ain't talking about these brothers you see on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about under some righteous brothers. That's why I tell any woman that come run into me and my brothers, you in the right place. Trust me when I tell you that. you in the right place. Because for the sisters that's in my camp, they know I operate. I ain't all up in the nobody inbox. It ain't nobody going to be able to come on Facebook and to throw me out there and take no snaps and all that type of stuff and screenshot nothing and put nothing up on me. Period. I'm the youngest of 6. I had 3 older sisters. And I ain't no lame. I'm not no square. I'm not no TLC. I'm not no scrub. I don't have to go be digging and running after no women and all that kind of stuff. And you get a woman and you supposed to be building women up, not being the same nigga you was when you was in the world, and now you know what I'm saying, you making her, you tainting the Most High's name, and you tainting the word and the family of Israel and the structure of what truth is supposed to be about, and you running these women away from the truth. You're supposed to be getting with some men. You meet a man, so say, don't bring any man into your house. So the deceitful man have many trains, and he's going to come at you in all kind of angles. But he got many ulterior motives. Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud. And like as a spy, watches he for thy fall. He's looking at you, for he lieth in wait, and turneth good into evil, and in things worthy praise will lay blame upon thee. Of a spark of a fire, a heap of coals is kindled, and a sinful man layeth wait for blood. Take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon thee a perpetual blot. You don't want to keep going through that same thing you was going through with men when you was in the world, is now you in the truth. You're not supposed to do that. When you repented, you became a new creature. This is your opportunity to block out all of the old blemishes that tarnished your life. So now you repented and you're a new creature. The Christ dying on the cross and his blood gives us an opportunity to become anew, to do away with everything that has transpired in our lives prior. So now that you have this new opportunity, you become a virgin again, spiritually. Your next move better be your best move. Because you're not only getting with brothers, sleeping with them, and then now you throwing them off because you operating in the same spirit as you was when you was in the world. When you get this opportunity, cherish your virginity. Cherish your innocence. And take your time. And only way, listen, any sister around me, she'd be a fool to go get with a dude and don't bring him through me. That's exactly what you would be. Because I'm gonna get him known. I'm gonna find out for you whether or not he really about you. I'm gonna save you some time. Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
This is Barai. Got disconnected.
Sister Barai, welcome back. I'm gonna save you some time with him. You trust and believe that. Me and the brothers, we're going to save him some time. You meet a man, you bring him to the brothers, he get on with us first. And his walk is going to let me know if he's worthy for you. If he in the cause, if he putting the work in with the brothers, if he's showing no different than how Rachel's father had Jacob prove his love for Rachel. That's how that operates. You bring that man around the brothers. He get on with the brothers. We get to observe him and make sure that he's not this man right here that is speaking about. 32, of a spark of a fire, a heap of coals is kindled, and a sinful man layeth wait for blood. Take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon thee a perpetual blot. Receive a stranger into thine house, and he will disturb thee and turn thee out of thine own. And a lot of y'all women and y'all past have brought a lot of strange men into your home. And then you go through the things that you went through, and out of ignorance, you ended up with this hurt and this pain that you carry today. Now that you're in this truth and you do that again, that's your fault. You can blame it on your ignorance prior. In this truth, going forward, knowing the word, what you should be doing, how you should be carrying yourself, if you find yourself in that position again, that's your fault. Take your time. I know it gets lonely. And believe me, I am very sensitive to that. You know what I'm saying? I know it gets lonely. I know it gets hard. You want a man. You see what I'm saying? And you want a man to come and be that man. But understand what these scriptures are saying. The Most High is doing this. He's testing you. You want a man? You want things to happen in our lives faster? We want things to happen in our lives faster. Make haste to do this word, to keep these laws. Get into the Lord. Get into his service. Get into your congregation. It tells you forsake not the gathering, the assembly. If you don't do that, you're breaking the commandment of Yahushua. You've got to gather. And if you gather with some people, you are a camp by the very definition of the word. You're a camp. That's exactly what you are. You are a camp. Anytime it says forsake not the gathering, you can't do that. And what is a camp? Well, let's get the definition of the word camp. Let's get the definition of the word camp. The supporters of a particular party or doctrine regarded collectively. The supporters of a particular party, Israel, or doctrine, the Most High in his word, law, statutes, commandments, the Bible, regarded collectively. We are all supposed to be on one accord, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You are a camp. Israel is one big camp. So don't fall off into all of that camp talk. That's a diversion. If you're a sister, you need to be with some righteous brothers bringing you up, helping you raise your children. That's what building the community is about, and that's what we lack, and that's why we're out here suffering the way that we're suffering. Now, I'm going to close off with some precepts on this fear. On this fear. Get me John, 1 John 4 and 18. Give me the book of 1 John, the 4th chapter and the 18th verse. Sister Yaquar, you got that? You feel like reading? I know you have problems with you feel like reading, sweetie?
Yeah. What was it?
1 John, the 4th chapter and the 18th verse.
Okay, just a minute. 1 John.
Take your time.
The 4th chapter?
Con, and the 18th verse.
Okay, a minute. All right, I have it. 1 John, 4th chapter, 18th verse. There is no fear in. Can you hear me? Yes, we can. Is no fear. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear had torment. He that fear is not made perfect in love.
Now, who can tell me what love is according to the Bible? What is that scripture? For this is the love of God. Somebody bring that out. Y'all know what that is? Who knows what that is?
1 John 5 and 3.
Bring it out. 1 John 5 and 3. Read it. And Sister Yaquar, you stay right there. I'm going to have you read it again so we can get an understanding of what's being said in 1 John 4 and 18. Read that, Sister Azuri.
1 John 5 and 3. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. So love is keeping the commandments. Now read that again, Sister Yaquar, the 18th verse.
There is no fear in love.
Stop. There is no fear in keeping the commandments. Okay? Every time you say the word love, I want you to stop in this verse. There is no fear in love. There is no fear in keeping the commandments. Keep reading.
But perfect love.
But perfect love casteth out fear. So like perfect love. So keeping the commandments perfectly cast out your fear. Now, I tell people all the time when they say, even when you hear the people, Christians in church, and then you hear people say, you can't keep the commandments. We can't keep the commandments. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is really bad because what does the word keep mean? A lot of people don't even know what that four-letter word means. What does the word keep mean? Well, let's see. Let's get the definition of the word keep. Have or retain possession of. Brother Zion, get me Psalms 147:19. The word keep means to have or retain possession of. Y'all understand that? To have or retain possession of something. To have or retain possession of something. That's what the word keep means. Bring out Psalms 147:19 now.
Book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. That's what you wanted? He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh.
That's right. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Okay? And the word keep means to have or retain possession of. So you do keep the commandments. How do you keep the commandments? Because the Most High gave it to us. He showed it to us. Does that mean you're never going to break one? No. Because a just man falls 7 times, yet he gets back up. You keep your shoes in your closet, but you pull them out and you wear them. You keep your money in your pocket, but you pull it out and you spend it. My point in saying that is you have it and you retain it. You attain and you have it. You retain possession of it because it's yours. Your shoes, your clothes, everything, they're yours. But if you choose to wear them, give them away, or whatever the case may be, you are in possession of it. So you keep the commandments because why? The Most High gave them to us. Psalms 147:19. So you keep the commandments. And you try to wake up every day keeping them. All these people, these cats that be on Facebook, a lot of these brothers and you know, some of them be in the camps and they try and come like, man, listen, man, you can't tell me nothing. You feel me? It ain't, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me nothing. I'm perfect. You see what I'm saying? And what does the word perfect mean? People, that's why the Most High said Christ expects us to be perfect. People think perfect means you're never going to make a mistake. What does perfect mean? Having all the required or desirable elements, qualities, or characteristics. Let me say that again. Having all the required or desirable elements, qualities, and characteristics. What do we have? What is it that we have that gives us all that's required, desirable elements, qualities, and characteristics? The law, statutes, and commandments. But here's the key. This is what the word perfect means. Having all the required or desirable elements, qualities, or characteristics as good as it is possible to be. That's what perfect is. Absolute. Complete. The law is perfect. Okay? It's complete. It's absolute. So we can be perfect in the law. In the law. Keeping, having, attaining, because Psalms 147:19 gave them to us, the Most High did. So you walk in that as good as it is possible to be. Every day, waking up, giving your prayer, supplication, as you walk throughout your day, did you keep the commandments? Even Christ said in Matthew 5:17, the least of these commandments for you to keep. So that's sisters, not wearing pants. Listen, Deuteronomy 22:5 is talking about pants. It's talking about breeches when you go get the truth of it. I think it's the book of the Exodus. The men were commanded to put on breeches. Look up what breeches are. Breeches is what jockeys wear on horses, or one would call knickerbockers, or some women call today as capris. Okay, but the white man stretched them all the way down to the ankle when he designed them now in their pants. So that's exactly what that's speaking about. Nobody tell you that ain't talking about no. They're going to the Hebrew, you going to Hebrew and all of that. If that's what it's talking about, because the men wore a certain kind of a garment, yes. And women, we wore two different garments. The women wore the veils, but even still, look when it says we was in Egypt. So that's if you understand what took place in Egypt and how we wore those. They wore those. You can look at the Pharisees and look up Ramses and those pharaohs. They wore those little things that had it was shaped like a pyramid, and it came down just across the loins. And they had nothing on up under it. So their shame would show. Most High had us put on breeches. And that's why you get down south, your grandmama said, boy, pull your breeches up. That's what she's trying to say, breeches. And then if it says, well, a woman shall not wear that which pertaineth to a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are an abomination. So if you saying that it's fine, if that's somebody women for wear pants, even though you can go to any public place and before you get ready to walk into the bathroom, it's going to give you two signs. It's going to show a woman in a dress and a man in pants. It's as simple as that. But if you saying that, then it's okay for Magic Johnson's son to dress the way that he dresses. Flaming like that. It's okay for RuPaul to dress the way that he dressed in. No, but if we see a man walking down the street with a skirt on or a dress on and some high heel shoes and all that, we're gonna look at him like he's crazy, and you're gonna immediately say, "Oh, he's cross-dressing," or he's a trainee, or whatever the case may be. I ain't even gonna dwell on that. Christ said, "Keep these least commandments." A man, we don't have no business shaving off our beard. Ain't got no business, none of us walking out of the house without our fringes on. That's why he said these commandments are not grievous. They're not grievous. It's not difficult to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. It's not difficult. We just get in our own way a lot of times and want to do what we want to do and want to have the understanding that we want to have. And we're going to be punished, and we're going to perish because of that, and we are going to see at the end. So submit yourself, men, to Yahushua. Submit yourself, sisters, to the man. That's in heavenly order. You don't go submit yourself to no wicked nigga. You don't go submit yourself to no wicked man. You submit yourself to a righteous man. If you submit yourself to a righteous man, then who are you really submitting yourself to? And I tell my sisters all the time, you submit yourself to Yahweh. Because if you submit yourself to a righteous man who's submitting himself to Christ, who submits himself to Yahweh, then there go your order. Everything going to fall in line. Boom, 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 boom. It's all going to fall in line.
It's like Psalms 19, man. That's perfect.
Bring it out.
Psalms 19, verse 7. The law of the Most High is perfect, perverting the soul. The testimony of the Most High is sure, making wise the simple.
You see that? Making wise the simple. Making wise the simple. And listen, at one point in time, we were the ruling class. Israel. Everybody feared us. We didn't have the fear in us. Everybody else, they had the fear in them. We didn't have no fear in us. Give me Deuteronomy, the second chapter. I'll bring out Deuteronomy 2:25. We get these last few phrases, and then we gonna get off the line, everybody. Let me Deuteronomy 2:25. Let me read this real quick. Deuteronomy, the second chapter, the 25th verse. this day will I begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven, who shall hear report of thee, and shall tremble and be in anguish because of thee. That's how the other people, the other nations was about us. They feared us. Now we fear them, especially the white man. We fear them. Brothers know on this phone what you do when that police car get behind your butt. You know what it is. Straighten it all the way up. Your heart drop down in your stomach. At your job, we can't do nothing. Anything you do is always a fear there. But they feared us at one time. But what we do, messed that all up. Messed it all up. Being the type of Negroes that we are, always complaining, always murmuring, like we did when the Most High brought us out. Most High brought us out of Egypt. All through the whole book of Numbers. That's all brothers is doing. Complaining, having a problem. When he brought us in the wilderness, what are we doing? Complaining, having a problem. Only 2 people made it into the promised land. But that's all we do. It's complain. Complain. Ain't nothing ever good enough. Ain't nothing ever good enough. Never. Give a few more, man, and then we're going to conclude this. Give me, let's go to Deuteronomy the 11th chapter to prove that even further. Deuteronomy 11, and these are precepts that I pulled up about fear. Deuteronomy 11 and 22. It says, "For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments, which I command you to do them, to love the Lord your power, Yahweh, to walk in all his ways and to cleave unto him, then will the Most High drive out all these nations from before you. And ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves." So we would have all this. We would be running the earth. We would have had all of the armed forces, the military forces. We would have been in control of making the bombs, going to war, all of the things we needed to go to war against the heathens. Whenever they tried to come up and rise up against us, we would have been in control of all of that. But we failed. And because we failed, we're suffering through it today. But what we're doing today is trying to make sure that we make it into the kingdom. So, because this is the end of Esau. This is the end of this is the last captivity of Israel. So do you really believe in this Bible or don't you? Do you really believe in it? Because you believe in this, the one thing you know, it don't even make no sense for you to be half-stepping because you're going to die. You are going to die. That's a fact. And you don't want to take no chance at everything that you read in this Bible. It was true, but you chose to do and live your life according to how you chose to do and live your life. You don't want to play with that. And I don't care how young you are on this phone. And you think you got time. Time ain't promised. As you see all these little young kids, the youth is falling before the old nowadays. You really should be scared. Meaning scared of fearing the Lord. You really should be fearing the Lord. What everybody see, how the Most High is taking these young kids out of here, young children out of here now. You really should be fearing the Lord. It's time to get right, brothers and sisters. It's time to get right. It's time to do what you're supposed to do. And if you're on this phone call, this message is for you. You. It ain't no time for complaining. You have to understand what these scriptures was brought out for your edification of your soul, the edification of your mind, to get you arrived, to let you know that you're going through what you're going through because the Most High have you going through it. And he's ready to see and test you about your faith. if you still fearing, you still doubting, you still being low and still talking low. You're not talking rejoiceful in the midst of your trial and tribulation. You don't have no uppity spirit. Your spirit ain't up. Wake up, snap out of the slumber, snap out of the feeling down and depressed on yourself, and get some joy in the midst of your storm. That's how you're going to prove to the Most High you understand what's going on, and you get it. And get into this word and stop being sidetracked by knucklehead niggas, stop being sidetracked by knucklehead females, stop being sidetracked by your job, stop being sidetracked by everything else that's going on around us in this world. And get to this word and get to this truth and get to this walk. Because it's only this word that's going to save you in the end. And with that, I say shalom, peace to all of the 12 tribes of Israel throughout the four corners of the earth. Those that have called in and listened to this playback, I thank you. I say Tawada for all of your time and your attention to this word. And prayerfully, it has been uplifting to your soul. And with that, I say shalom. Those that are still on the call, please remain. This is just for the recording. Shalom.